In the previous video shown starting this engine, I showed a little bit about the mixer. This, of course, is your choke, which is the fuel. This is the gasoline side. You saw me fill this full of gasoline to start it. It's quite a large reservoir. This will probably run 5 to 10 minutes on the gasoline reservoir until the engine gets hot, then you turn it over to the kerosene side if you were running kerosene in the fuel tank. The center knob is for water. These kerosene engines, when you get them real hot, they have a tendency to detonate. So you add just a slight amount of water to the mixture. It helps cool the mixture and reduces the detonation with the kerosene fuel. It gets its water from the actual water hopper. There's a reservoir that comes through the head up through the bottom of the mixer, and that's where it gets its water from. This is your throttle shaft that controls the speed. This is the drain for the water. This is the drain for the gasoline side. The intake valve is atmospheric. What that means is when the cylinder is moving back, the piston is moving back in the cylinder, it creates a vacuum in here in the cylinder and draws the intake valve back to allow fuel into the cylinder. The exhaust valve is mechanical, run off the camshaft back here on the back of the engine. This is a low tension magneto or a generator. That's all it does, is generate electricity. And that electricity is fed up to the igniter. An igniter is the forerunner of a spark plug. There's a set of points inside of the cylinder here, cylinder head, that open and close. When they open, it creates a spark to ignite the fuel. Now, you saw me start this engine on a battery and a coil. This was a common practice. When this magneto was right up in tip-top shape, you didn't have to use a battery and a coil to start it with. What I'm using is just a 12 volt ATV battery. 6 volt will work also. And this is a ballast out of a fluorescent light fixture. They work real well for a coil. I'll unhook the battery right now for now. There's several ways you can rig these up, but I found this ballast resistor. There's hundreds of them laying around because everybody's going to the LED shop lights now. This hopper on top, everybody wants to know, well, is that where the gasoline goes? No, this is for water cooling. You can probably see the water level in there. The oiler on top oils the cylinder and the wrist pin. Down underneath the base of this engine is the fuel tank. It's underneath this base here. And this is a fuel pump. And these are usually always a problem with these Model M engines, and this one was no exception. I had to do quite a bit of work on this to get it to pump fuel. The connecting rod is lubricated with a grease cup here on the end of the crankshaft. The crankshaft has got a passage through it, and there's grease clear through the center of the crankshaft. And this is a left-hand thread. You can grab it when it's running, or just give her a little twist. This will force grease into the connecting rod bearing. The main bearings are lubricated here with these grease cups. You just turn them down, it forces grease into the main bearings. One on each side. The camshaft is lubricated with this grease cup. And there's the camshaft. It opens and closes the exhaust valve as well as trips the igniter. The governor on these, this is a throttle governed engine, not a hit and miss. What happens when the engine spins, these flyweights move out. And you can see it moving this sleeve back and forth. When the engine is running, it moves this sleeve out, and that closes the throttle valve in the mixer. The mixer is in the throttle valve is in a wide open position now. So when the engine starts, this opens up, flyweights open, closes the throttle shaft. And these springs, these are what really controls the speed of the engine, how tight these springs are. I've got them set about as loose as possible. I put a tachometer on this. This engine is running about 380 to 400 RPMs per minute. The rated speed is 550 RPMs. So these springs would have to be tightened down to increase the speed, which puts more tension on these flyweights so they don't fly open quite as easily. The muffler is not original. It was missing. I just made up a muffler that doesn't work out too bad. That's 1.5 inch pipe coming out of there, so it's a pretty good sized pipe. The cylinder head, as some of the previous videos, has been repaired, but there was no damage internal. The block was filled in with some automotive type body filler and sanded and primed smooth. It kind of slicks them up a little bit. That's way smoother than it came from the factory, but I kind of like the looks of it. Then I finished it off with a clear coat of acrylic enamel automotive clear with a catalytic hardener in it, so hopefully it'll hold up a little better if any gasoline gets spilled on it or something. The cart was built out of some laminated white ash lumber. I think it'll be sturdy enough. It was also finished with a gloss polyurethane acrylic clear coat. This is a 1923 Model M, serial number 29775. The shipping weight, according to the international book, was 870 pounds. And I don't know if that included a skid or what it was bolted onto, or if that was just a bare engine. I estimate the cart to weigh about 150 pounds, so that puts the weight of this unit a little bit over 1,000 pounds. If you have any questions or anything about this engine, leave it in the comments. It's been a fun project. Thanks for watching.